Hold on, man. It's your boy Chris, episode 3. Appreciate y'all tapping in the last 2 episodes, man. It's my fifth month door knocking, and today we're probably going to be talking about the discipline of the script, and it's named with the process. So, what's up, guys? My name's Everett. I've been doing door for a little bit over 6 months now. This is episode 4, not 3.
This is 4, right?
It's also over.
That's what I heard.
Today we're going to talk about discipline in the script, staying level-headed and working on the structure and, maintaining poise and everything. So, check us out.
How are you? I'm a school. My name is Devin. Again, do D2D Podcast, door to door. This podcast, again, was made for the mental endurance. For a lot of people quit at door to door, right? Because they don't really have the mindset behind it. So right now, the goal is to really build that mental endurance and make you not quit. But today again they talk about building discipline in the script. So Chris, I have you start us off. You seem excited.
Got a couple questions for you today, right? But the first one I'd say is, like, what did you...
Can't worry about.
Yeah, no sponsor.
No sponsors.
What has, though, not following the script, like, fought you so far with the company?
Not following the script.
We come in at the beginning, sometimes people
So just so everyone's aware, we talk about the script. It's literally a physical script, like saying the right words, like exact words as a paper. But not following the script, for me, I'm someone that's a big rule follower, like in terms of, so I never really went off script. But there was times where I got so used to, like, I studied the script, knew it when my first month, anything like that. But saying it so much, you don't ever study it no more, right? Like, you don't look at the paper no more. So then it went into me not looking at it, and that words start changing little by little. And so I guess that kind of ties into it. So once that second month kind of hit for me, I wasn't getting up. Like, I was saying different words, and I'm like, I was just having trouble. I'm like, yo, why am I not saying no points? Like, I'm saying what I've been saying so long. And really, I think the biggest thing that not following the script has taught me is to, like, always go back to the foundation, right? We always try to be so quick to get off the ground and go that, like, we don't even fully see that our foundation isn't fully built. So that second month really took me into a humbling stage, whereas, like, I was hot in the first month, and the second month I'm like, damn, what happened? But once I went into I talked to my mentor about things, and, like, my boss to help me out, like, what is happening? He was just like, yo, when was the last time you looked at the script? I'm like, I know the script. Like, try to be ego about it. I know the script. And then I finally sat down and looked at it. I'm like, yeah, I'm changing words up. Like, little words. Okay. Those little changes, like, those ones add up. Same thing you're banging. You get plus ones all the time. They add up. So cents had to hours. So that's kind of what it did to me. But once I went back to it, I was right back to the thing.
I know you said, though, like, we always have a rule for him and stuff like that, but obviously the first story was a year. You didn't come in by yourself, so, and, like, your peers, did you notice some of your peers not following under the script, and what kind of expected that?
So actually I did not. In my first class, like, with me being together with them, I didn't get to walk with them for a long time.
Like, the group you came in with?
Right. I didn't walk one for a long time. But I will say, I think the positive thing that did happen, my one person that's in my class, he's still working into today. So we've both been here for 3 years together. Shout out Harlan. But we've been here 3 years, still here, but he was by the script too. So he was nice to it, but he also had a different personality, but he was nice too. So I think that's we both really kind of stuck with. My class was really good, I will say that. But I'll reverse it back to you, like, what's I'm sure you had your period where you was like, man, this script is below.
I came out, well, the first one, it was all right, but that second one, I had a great point. I thought, can't go by Turkey shit. I know it's got this down back. That after that third one, like, I had a really shitty estimate month, and I was just out there. I wasn't falling for script. I was just out there trying to do one more thing because I already thought if I do the script, so I go out and play around with it and stuff like that. and I had terrible, good appointments, terrible estimate percentage ones. So
Sound like a cup of tea?
Sam, I'm sure you dealt with kind of a similar thing where, the script, you had it and you kind of pull off. What's your experience with that?
oh yeah, man, just shitty estimate some shit. Yeah, you don't follow the script, the slide, you'll be so, they call and where really you work at happy, right? But we know where you can set a lot of appointments. However, if you don't stay connected to the process, you won't estimate at all. Or you won't get the actual people in the door for the appointment. So you really always gotta just try to your absolute best. I do me personally, every Sunday I go read script, test it over, make sure I'm hitting on my P's and Q's, and make sure I try to stay as connected as possible because if you don't stick to it, you're not going to perform well. And that's the best thing I like about actually going door to door, because you always have to reconfigure, and same thing connected with entrepreneurship as well too. You have to reconfigure yourself every week and see what your cross all your doubts and everything, and see what you're really doing well, what you're doing or what you're not doing, in order to stay consistent in this craft. So really just reconfiguring, going over the script, make sure I'm doing everything in my power to stay consistent and really execute at a high level. So I'm always making constant changes to still stay grounded with the actual script in order for me to be successful. And then I know what Chris talked about, staying off script. I know that a lot of times you get out there and you're not, how should I put this? Like homeowners actually try to cut you off during your script. So I guess I'd say, how are you know this work from top to bottom, how are you able to stay connected where no one is actually trying to cut you off or they're not hearing you or not even with you outside plasticity.
So do you want me to give an example, or you want me to actually, you want me to explain, or you want me to actually do it?
Wherever you feel is best.
I think I would let the audience kind of interpret on this one. I like that a little bit. But Chris, let's give a demonstration. So my name's Davin from so-and-so. I just wrapped up installing your neighborhood. I was up there. Yeah, now nobody goes, oh yeah, don't worry, man. But while we're here, we're just giving neighbors free estimates on our product. We're going to be here today or tomorrow, but
It's cool, by I'll be I appreciate time.
100%. Nah, nobody does. That's awesome, man. So obviously this is a project, but I guess it's something down the road, man.
I never really thought about the babe, bro.
And it's just kind of like that, staying to your process, knowing that your process works. It's you're not really, the name of the game, I think it's always knowing what your goal is, right? Your goal is your goal isn't to set that person, not to sell that person. I think people get stuck on the results so much, and this kind of goes back a little bit to our last podcast where you get so stuck in that result process that you're just trying to set the appointment. That's really not the game right now. The game right now is to lower resistance, right? That's what sales is. You lower resistance, now you can have a real conversation. You could be mad at me the whole time. I could be right about everything I'm saying, but if you're mad at me, you're not listening.
Right.
But if I'm right about everything that we're talking about and you're not mad at me, you're listening to me, there's a lot more success to that. So our name of the game is resistance. So it's he's obviously, I'm also going to stand my ground too. So I have to build value in what I'm saying. And by doing that, by basically kind of dead air what he has to say, I'm going to get through what I have to say because I'm not going to let you control. Because the moment I let that person control, now it turns into a dissing match. Now I'm trying to fight act to gain control. He's trying to fight that. It's just first of all, I have to respect myself. I'm speaking. You're not going to speak over me. I'm going to acknowledge what you have to say because, I'm not going to be an asshole about it. But at the same time, I hope you understand that you're cutting me off. So now I'm going to be yo, check yourself. Yeah, I got you. Now, no worries, man. And I'm going to continue what I got to say and finish my initial thought. Whether you want it or not, that's fine. But I'm going to hold my ground. I'm going to be 10 toes down and be yo, I'm speaking. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the beginning of it. But the second half of it was just low and persistence. That's why it's just oh, give up. Oh, you're just doing it late. That's the give up's huge, right? Whenever you meet resistance, and even in life, You meet resistance, it's like, okay, cool, take a step back. Take a step back, see where you at. Okay, cool. That's just something you do later. Gauge the situation. Now you gauge the situation. Now you go back in full drive because you know your direction now. Before you were just trying to find direction. Now you give up and it's like, oh, I see where I got to go now. And like really just, it's like just a chess game. You just find out, oh, okay, the better move is this way because I see it. That's what it is.
I give a great example of that today, but lady come by, you there for a reason. So Lee, I open the door, and she all like, what do you want from the window? What do you want? What do you want? I do my thing like, I can't hear you, come to the door. And then she comes to the door, she's all like, better not be so nice, swear to God, I'll kill you. Swear to God, I'll kill you. I said, that's a fake word. And I said, I'm first with Victor. See, you sell it off. I said, nah, I'm not selling anything. Just give her free information on the side and da-da-da. And I guess, like, she seen how she was acting. And she took a step back and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry that we shouldn't be working for those guys. It's so handsome, well spoken, da-da-da. Sorry I acted like that. I buried it. I didn't say her, but what you were saying too. You're there for a reason. You're gonna keep forgetting all years.
Don't be so spooked in the beginning, right? Like, what? What are you spooked for? It's just like, all right, bro, chill. Like, unless they got I'm not going to you hold your ground, you might got you. No. Sorry, I'm the joke. Just jokey joke. Just joke. But you look like you wanted to say something.
Yeah, for sure. And we talk about bull owners actually cutting us off from the beginning and not us actually getting to our process. Is really connected to what we go through in life, right? So I guess my question would be, whoever wants to pick this up, how can we stay connected to our purpose when distraction knocks or gets in the way? So anyone's trying to pull us off our purpose or distract us or get with bull that we have or a process that we may have, how do we can stay connected to that purpose when distraction points muck us?
No, Christian, I'll take that. Or you want me?
I would say, for me, staying focused, what distractions call?
Yeah, distraction. He would try to get in your way when you go on your purpose.
Knowing, like,
whatever your end goal is, whatever it is, knowing why you're doing that. I think that's one of the biggest reasons, because if you don't know your why, you let any little distraction come your way, you're going to fall victim to that, because you're not standing on that. You don't have a stronger belief in why you're doing that, chasing your goals. So definitely knowing your why, I think is it's probably the
biggest thing I would say, your why.
I think the biggest thing for me, and I'm just thinking of it as Chris is talking, is like the analogy of like a mosquito, right? Or a fly, things better. It's like, you can't get the distraction unless you got chill look out. So it's like if the distraction's there, right? And you're on your purpose and you're doing what you got to do, you see a distraction, you can't not give attention sometimes. Like sometimes it's really go take your attention. And it's hard to really just like, nah, I'm going to stay focused. Because I always look at things as like, God's not going to put things there that don't need to be there. And there's always a lesson in everything. And that doesn't mean I'm going to purposely pay attention to it or not. But like, again, just back to the fly, right? If a fly is just flying around, like you're trying to spot at it, and your goal is to move forward, but the fly is annoying you, you keep swatting at it. It's kind of like you keep missing, but you're so focused on that, like you just wasted so much time of not getting where you need to be. At the end of the day, you just slow the fun down, take a step back for a second, and really just see the pattern. Like you'll eventually get to where you need to be. And it could be even faster than what you originally had, or it could be slower, but guess what, you also learn yourself with the process. So that's kind of how I view it. It's just like, whether it's hiccups or it's, anything that's going on, it's okay to pause for a second. Like, I think people get so stuck up on like, I gotta go sometimes. And I don't want to say people, everyone's different. But like, go. It's like, it's go deep, real deep, but like, you could die about it, bro. Like, it's just like, take the lesson that's right in front of you. Yeah, like you even have, like, who knows how far you will get. Like, take the lesson you have now. There's so much to learn in the present that I can't be so focused on the future. So it's just like, same thing back to the script. It's like, not necessarily give up, like it says a script, but like, in a way, slow down. like chill out. Let's see where we go from here, and we can move forward after that, and just really analyze. But that's something that like this has really taught me, because applying the script is not just like you said. It's not just in work. Like it literally like it works for a reason because it doesn't work in just a situation. It works in so many ways.
Before we get to that, I want to get back on that real quick. Do you guys, to elaborate on what you said, and either one of you guys can answer this, do you guys ever feel rushed in life if you don't hit your purpose before you die? Yeah, it's as real as I could possibly get. You feel like you will feel rushed, or sometimes you're not good enough, or it kind of is a hard time to live in the present moment when you're trying to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. Because you have comparison, if you have self-doubt, you have social media, you have all these factors that you get in the way of you trying to achieve your goal. All these mental constraints as well, too. Do you ever feel rushed?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I touched on it first because, like, I feel that, like, I'm going to relate it to this. This is the easiest thing to relate to right now, but, like, even though I do it, like, I feel rushed sometimes. I don't win every time. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie. Like, I feel like I get rushed sometimes. There's certain people that have a different intimidation factor to me than other people. So, like, I feel rushed. But then that's when I have to recheck myself. Like, I have to be aware of that, too. But 100%, like, whenever I feel rushed to get there, and you're talking about life, or like, that's a big thing. Like, I wanted to open a food truck. Like, that was one of the biggest things. Like, I wanted to do that. I was taught about cooking, and I kind of pressure myself to, like, have to do it soon. I kind of hit a point in my life where I'm just like, yo, I want to do that, but, like, I don't have to do that if I got it. It's great. I want to do it. But it's like, I'm doing so much for myself now that it's like, why am I degrading everything I'm doing now for the thing that I want to do later? Or that I feel like I need to do? It's just like, can I be proud of myself for what I'm doing now? And I can give myself more credit. And that comes with just giving yourself grace. You can't, like, beat yourself up all the time. Like, yeah, you have a purpose, but, like, I think we don't realize that the fact that our purpose is in our mind, that we are acting towards it, but, like, we just don't give ourselves the credit, and then that's when we start beating ourselves up and feel like we're not going to reach that thing before we do, where it's like, it's really not about reaching it, it's about the journey. Like, you could reach your goal tomorrow, your purpose tomorrow, and then don't feel no different. It's about the whole process of gashing. I don't know if that fully, dives into what you were saying, but just process, like, you got to enjoy every step, because, again, you're not promised tomorrow.
Anything kind of, I definitely, feel rushed how I used to feel rushed, especially, like, I would say after graduating high school, because I always had expectations for myself. It all work for nobody. And definitely thought I was going to be an NROB, but sitting on the couch and on the podcast.
That was crazy. That
told me about, after that didn't work out, they were parents and stuff. They want you to get, like, a regular job, and now I'm looking at life like, oh man, this person, such and such, he's already here, and so I definitely compare myself to other people, and that diminished myself. So now, like Devin said, it's about enjoying jerking. It's like you said, you could get to it ultimately where they want to get to, but the journey, that's the best part about all the documentary. You enjoy it while you glide through it.
Had a big thing with that I can relate to was back when I was in college. I used to run track. Y'all know this. So I used to run track in college, and I was always someone that, like, was good, but just, like, wasn't as good as the top tier, but, like, better than, like, the second tier, So, like, that's how I view myself, and that's, like, my own self-critique of it. But when I was in college, it was just that all the time. And a part of me was always just, like, beating myself up. I only got 2 years left. I only got 3 years left. When I was in college, I'm counting down. And I feel it. I'm like, fuck, I'm running out of time. And it just got to a point where it's just like, that was the reason why I wasn't being able to get faster, get better, because I was so worried about me one at a time and not doing what I needed to do, and just in a sense being lazy about it, but not really just putting awareness in my mind that I just need to do something versus just think about it. But my last 2 years when I was running track, complete 180, like I hit my second year. That's when we were just talking about my first mentor. That's when I met Henry. Shout out Wani. But I met my first mentor, and he was a state champ, like in his race, and I was just like, why am I not doing that? Like, why have I never applied myself like this? And he just made it simple and easy, whereas like it was just all process. So like, my point of bringing this up is I don't want to say I was a failure, but I felt like I was a failure for so much. But like other people looked at me as like, Dad, he's fast, you know? To me, I was just like, I'm not fast enough. So once I hit my junior year, it was like, the reason I felt that way was because I wasn't putting in work. And that's the only switch I needed to do, because once I went my junior year, I fucking went into, I was weightlifting every day. I was running during the summer, like when I wasn't even not supposed to, but like I had no coaches, had nothing, it was just on me. I was weightlifting, I was running 4 miles a day, 4 miles every other day as a cool day.
Damn.
Yeah. And then I was running sprinting. I was doing my sprint practice every day. But like I won that year, that winter season, 1, my fastest season, 2, no one me, ever. Like I did not lose once in my winters. I lost outside my heat. Every time I was in my heat though, no one was close to me. And like that was the difference. Like the confidence knowing that I'll put the work in, can't go by the side. But that's all I needed was that other side. So it was just like the grind is the hardest part. Like people talk about the grind so much, but it's like you have no idea the animal that has to come out when you have to go through the grind. But yes, I don't know what that went on track.
I would say just for people like struggling with you're not gonna say or just getting into it or whatever, something like that. Like, what would you say to them? Those people who are stick to the script, but you're not finding any success. What would be your advice to that?
I hope I talked about this before last. Did I recall the river and the bank analogy before? No, so like the bank, I think that's what you call it, right? Whatever water sits in, it's in the river. Is that what's called bank? Is that what it's called? Somebody fact check.
You were getting the biblical term.
No. Somebody fact check. I think it's the bank, right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But so you have a river, right? And then you have bank with a water system, right? Your script, your system, everything that you're gonna go through. That's your bank, right? You had no flow. Right now, it's just you dug the dirt, it's ready to flow. You have it there, but the script that's the script. And that's the part where you're not seeing successes because you have no water. You're not putting your water in the right places. Whereas, let's say flip side, I'm going to explain this a little bit, but let's say flip side, right? You don't have the land, and it's your flat land. You let water run through it. Your water is your creativity and your personality. People buy you, they don't buy the product. So it's like your personality, your flow, everything, that's your water bank. If you have no bank, your water's going everywhere. It's destroying everything. It has no system. It has nowhere for it to funnel itself. So it can't even come full strength in one way. It's just spreading out. Does that make sense? Whereas if you have a bank now with the water in it, that's why you're not seeing success. Because you have the script and you don't have you into it, and you sound like a bot and you sound boring. You're not adding you into it. You're not laughing. You're not bringing light to it. You're talking about a little bit of that earlier, where like you're starting to get back into your morals. You're like, damn, I missed out, right? I forgot how to be human. And it's real. Like I go through that. Like Chris has gone through that. I'm sure Kizzard and Adrian went through that too. It's like, it's real. It's a real thing. But once you get out of that and you really figure out the flow, it's a whole nother game. And once you get back into it. But yeah, that's huge. You gotta have the flow. If you don't have flow, you'll have you cook. That's why people could come out of training. Someone know the script perfect. Trash. And it's like, it's because they got their flow. But like someone could have so much flow, but have the hardest time learning the script. That's why it's like when you're training, it's part of the gauge, it's gonna be best. Because it's like you got people that need to learn the script more, but you got people that just need to break out of that comfort zone, which is like you.
Shit, it's never one who are the best at the script. Thug it out. Right. Shall break.
That's crazy. That's not true because I was the best in my class in middle script.
I say 80% at the time.
Right, 80%. You put the work in, and you got the flow to it. You good.
So, with that being said, with all your not just learning the script, but your confidence and swag with it and being human, with all these factors in order to be that 80-20 guy. For all who don't know, 80 appointments, 20 estimates.
Who was that? You were never 8. No, I was called like a 90 toy fun.
My best it was like, is it sure? How long? I won't even say, I don't know if I want to ask, how long did it actually take you to learn the full script to that point where you wanted, like, to the point where you were, all right, I'm now great job. So not just learn the job, but basically learn your job, but like how long did that actually take for you?
To perfect it?
Yeah, perfect it. With your confidence and everything, factor in to where I've reached I know everybody's still evolving and growing, but that we still great or flood till at least at E20 stand, almost to like Chris's hits right down.
It took me a full, because there's so much that goes into it too. I started in March. It took me till next January. So it took me a full, we got 12 months out of the year, 12 minus 3. That's, damn, I can't do math. What I've taught 9 months. Full 9 months to really turn it on and really start seeing that core consistently. And that's when it started to really just like kick it. But when it got really comfortable, I'd say that 10 months, 10, 11 months. It took time. It really took time. Like, you got to learn it fast. And I will be there. Yes, you got to learn it fast, bro. It took me a full 11 months. You know how long 11 months is?
Don't feel like this shit like dog. Speak over door. It does seem like thing every day. I'm still training myself how I'm gonna talk to people when I see them outside. I'm still working on my outside. I'm still scared I'm not used to knock on the door. Like, oh, they already outside. They come in. They already been up because let me just talk about the grass. The grass in general. I'm gonna do that. Then we're going with this.
So you gotta talk about what they pull. It's just like if they put enough flowers on it, low key I go to them like, yo, what kind of flowers?
They'd be like, what about you? What kind of flowers?
See, but I'm pretty quiet by so much my lad or like, they all like, care about fucking wow. Hey, what do you mean? What's in out here? It's another weather. Yeah, put it by flower. You know something wrong with me.
But that's your brain going to that place. But the thing is about that is the moment it's because you feel like that is the reason why a lot of people respond like that. Because they could kind of feel that tension off you. Whereas if you come off loose and like you don't really care about that kind of stuff, you never get the things that that you don't expect. You get the things you expect because you're kind of in your brain is more comfortable knowing that the result that's going to happen. Like if you're thinking of a bad result, your brain is going to kind of feel more comfortable with the bad result happening because at least you know what to expect. And like now you're going in like that pre-qualification or that at least you go in and it's like, oh, okay, it wasn't that bad that it was going to happen. Versus like going in there and not expecting anything to happen, it's more chance to be let down. Does that make sense? So it's like, that's just a fear mindset in our brain. And it's not really how to approach it. It's more so like understanding that, the worst thing will happen. Like it could, yes, the chance is there. So if you're a very systematic person, right? You like processes, you like, not even process, but you like systems. You like having things in order, things like that. So what is following a script, following a pack? What is it really to teach you? What benefits do you see out of it outside?
I think to answer that question, I'm going to answer like vice versa and inverse. I'm going to kind of work backwards. I just see you with not having this system that a process did to me when I didn't have that order. And I have to have that in order to be successful. Like, if I would prepare myself for the day, like, I'm just not going to be successful because naturally my mind is like scattered everywhere. It's everywhere. So if I ain't properly prepare myself for the day, I know I won't perform my best. Now, it's to the point, like, if I forget something throughout the day, I'll be fine. But as long as I know, all right, I don't have to rely on it, but I know, all right, I didn't do this today. In case scenario, if I wasn't feeling bad, I could think about something like, I didn't do it, but it's not about killing me. But I just know from so much trial and error of when I didn't do something and how scattered I was, and I did do it, I knew how to perform. And I just don't feel that feeling again. Like, I don't want to, like, bro, it's like me coming in here and I don't get a decent amount of sleep. Or if I go in the morning and I don't eat. Or if I go in and I don't even at least, like, do some sort of workout, I just know how much of the mental hurdle it was with me not having a process. I probably in the course probably be a little bit depressed. I'm probably gonna stutter on my words or my mind's not gonna be full encompass or be there. So I just know what it feels like to not have process for me. That's why I have process.
What kind of answers, buddy? All right, you gotta jump in with confidence, bro.
Alright, so I have a question. Like, how do we fall in love with the process? Because I had here everybody's saying, like, just fall in love with the process, don't worry about the destination, just fall in love with the vibe. So how do we fall in love with that? For example, I did it for the 3 to 4 appointments a day. I'm about to wake up at 5 a.m. I did it today. But how do I, like, feel like, oh, I get to wake up at 5 a.m. Like, how do we do that? How do we shift it?
If you're not there, I feel like maybe, like, in life, like, you're taking things for granted, like, they guarantee this and, like, stuff like that. So, having a process that falls for processes, like, obviously, you're not going to see results while you're praying away, you know what I mean? But sticking to that foundation, like, you look up to certain people in the company already, like, those people have stuck to the process. So, no matter what, even though I know right now it's not bull but he's right now, but these are what the top guys did, so I know I need to stay in that same process, thumb it out until I start seeing results. The results are going to come. It's just a matter of are you willing to thumb it out through that process and stay down.
And so I think a big thing to add to that is, like, when people say fall in love with the process, it's like, those are the same people that fell in love with the result, right? They wanted the result. They want the result. And through wanting the result, they learn that they let themselves down, like going for the result, and then they feel like shit. Going for the result or feel like shit. Going for the result, feel like shit. Or going from the result and actually seeing something and be like I could get more. It's like, I think they've been through that back and forth so much that now they're, like, understanding that, like, wait, it's not about me jumping from, like, beginning to the end. It's like everything in between is what. And once they keep doing that, obviously, at some point you jump the result, go back and jump the, like, you're slowly moving up, but you're so focused on the result that's what you're seeing. But then when they look back at it, it's kind of like, yo, the process, it was everything. Like, it wasn't about me looking at the result. It was about me going through everything that kind of, like, taught me everything. Because I could have got the result, but it would have never taught me what I had learned. The losses would have never taught me what I had. So it's like, I think you would say fall in love with the process. It's not, like, realistic. It's not like you're literally going to fall in love with it. It's more so like they're just trying to tell you, like, yo, I value what you're learning now. Because one, like Chris said, you're not guaranteed the result. But also, two, that's really where everything is. And they're just trying to make you aware of it. That's all it does. Trying to make you aware that the process is what everything is. Like, the process is everything. It's not the result. You really didn't want you wanted the result, but once you got it, everything you wanted was in between. If that makes sense. Who knows? Like, a married man, he don't want, like, yeah, he wants the stereotypical lifestyle and this kind of stuff, but the work to get to that point was like, if he never went through that, if he never had value for it, So it makes sense. It's kind of like adding emotion to value, right? You can't have value in something you don't have emotion, you know? There's no tree without water growth. That makes sense. Tree without growth, I should say.
You were talking about one more thing, like you have to like that you already track that animal inside of you like came out. Like most of the time, how do we make that animal come out? Except to depict well,
Except what?
except for the raw bottom. Like most people even bake raw bottom, the animal come out.
I think the biggest thing is like a lot of your questions come based off like result, like, and it's not an easy concept to fully understand until you go through it. Ask me one more time what you just said. I just won't stop.
Wait, so like the question is like how do we make the animal inside of us?
You got it. That's the process. Oh, okay. It's that process, bro. It's literally process. I think it's building your confidence, stacking your wins. Like, the reason I felt so confident was because I knew I did everything that I needed to do. Like, I knew I did everything throughout the process. There was days I had hiccups, right? Don't get me wrong. Like,
Not half.
what'd you say?
Not half.
Right? Losing those, bro. Losing, like, see you, but like, there was so many, like, throughout our process, like, I was, the animal wasn't, like, I was fighting so many battles where, like, I felt like I lost, but even though I felt like I was losing, I was gaining wins. And, like, me now, putting the perspective, like, this is a win, stacking my wins, I felt so good that I stacked 3,000 wins before that one race. No one sees that. I saw all the 3,000 wins that I stacked. Now when I go to that race, whether it's I hit my goal or not, I just cook. Like, it don't even matter. Like, I feel in the fucking, and that's when the confidence, the dog comes with the confidence, not with the speed. Right? I'm better than me yesterday. I'm better than me last year. That was my mindset. I'm better than I was last year at this point. That's when the dog came out. I'm feeling myself. Then you look in the mirror and my dog, I'm kind of up. Like, I'm feeling myself. And now then confidence, you sort of stack it.
And you're gonna die. So serious, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. Like literally, like you will want to suck your whole life. It's great. You will want to suck their whole life. Like you were once at this point we was not going to get no money the rest of your life. You got played by that little girl in kindergarten, but you're not going to talk to any girl for the rest of your life and go yourself like, no, like you want to suck your whole life? You don't want to suck you wants to suck their whole life. You don't want that. You don't want to do that.
I don't know. You feel good?
It's too.
Are you funny as...
You ain't, who wants to not get any money the rest of their life? Or who wants to not improve the rest of their life? Like, you were here, you want to stay there of your whole life? If not fun, we're going to die. Literally. So, yeah. You're too hard to life. Somebody told me it's hard to be, you know what I mean? Stay stagnant, and it's hard to go to that next level. You get to choose what art you want to go to.
I love that. I love that so much. Because I've heard that before. You got to pace your heart.
So it's hard doing this hard.
Somebody would say, it's hard beat broke. That's stupid. Well, someone said something like, I forget who said it. They was like, it's hard being fat. Like, it's hard because you got to go through all the negative stability, but it's also hard being fit. So it's like, pick your heart.
It's hard, bro. This stuff is hard. Like, who wants to? Nobody. Nobody wants to do. Let's stop. Nobody wants to do that. People just choose. You choose. It's very hard to choose what you want to achieve in life. But it's like a ripple effect, though. Like, if you have more like-minded people around you, you can inspire more people, and then it's like overflow. But you have to build a team to keep all that of like-minded people to keep chasing that hard that you want out of life, and makes it easier for other people and to inspire. So I know what I'm off top now off top or what. I know, we got kids there and them over here. Well, it's still Sue come here. They're new to the company. Heck, new people like they get real anxious when the old owner tells yes or yeah, fuck ball. The old shit gets higher. That shit all decade. Big yes. So like, what would if a homeowner told you yes, you know, do you find yourself getting excited and skipping steps through process, ultimately losing the set?
That's never happened to you, please. It has not happened to me. I'll be brutally honest with that one. I've seen that happen to other people. And you know, and it happens, but it's like you get so excited in the moment. It's kind of like, I'm not going to play for that, but it happens. Like, you got to get excited. Like, if your goal, right, was to meet somebody, like, let's say Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan messaged you on, that's a bad, cut that up. It's you're going to feel the temptation, right? Temptation's always going to be there. It's just like, you have a process, stick to it. But like, I've seen people when they get hype on it and they forget that the process is what's going to get there. It's like the quick fixes, right? Like, oh, I could lose weight by taking this pill. I could do this. I could do that. Don't get me wrong. It might happen. But it's like, you know it works. Why are you going outside of it trying to skip to the result? You just want the result. Again, the process is everything. Like, the process is what's going to keep you there. The result, yeah, you can get it, and guess where you go right back. Allen Iverson was rich. He broke us.
I don't know about that. You get checked, worry about it. I know it's anything.
But he went growth, right? And it's like he has so much, but it was just that quickness. So it's like the result, yeah, you can get there, but it's all about like what's going to keep you here. It's like the whole thing. Normally when I was kind of like, I'm just talking about his money. It's great. He's come out, booked up. Great walk in there, but
my favorite play, but as you look, stuck in a rock. It said that dude. I can't believe he was retired. That was tough. That was tough. Should have had shit. So,
but yeah, it's just people skip to it, and then you'll notice when they skip all the way to the end, they get excited. They get more upset when they don't get the yes in front. Like, they don't get the full experience. Because it's like, well, no, you didn't get the full experience. You didn't paint the picture. You didn't help them understand the process. So when the team goes to calling, they go like, yo, we're going to do this. We're going to swim by, meet with you, measure it up, show you the style, there's no question. They're like, wait a minute, you got to come inside. And now they didn't build that rapport with you because you just skipped to it. You're just like, oh, yeah, I got me. But it's like, yeah, you got your quick fix, but you didn't really get that. And now the homeowner's deceived, and that's just unempathetic. Like, you're too busy worried about yourself. You got so selfish you thought about you that you forgot to take care of the person. You forgot your actual job. Your job was to help people. Your job wasn't to get yours. And that's what a morale abuse is, right? You do the right thing, you get the full process. You do the wrong thing, you cut corners, and you will get cut corner result.
Simple as that. That release, like, I say 100% to bike, because me, like, my spare time, I like to do fours. And in the beginning phase is like, when I caught like big trade, they put a lot of money. I got excited. Oh shit, I know what I'm doing now. And not sticking to my script, like how to trade. And end up blowing an account. I thought I had everything figured out, then stayed disciplined until, what I was down and how to follow my routine. So that translates to like,
I understand. I think the big thing is sometimes you really got to go through that. Like, sometimes you have to go through it to know the value of the industry, right? So, like, it's okay if you jump and you got the result and then you got dissatisfied with it. It sucks more you skip and then it works, right? You skip in the horse thing, and I found the trick. It's just like, now that taught you words of a lesson, So it's like, it's okay if you did it, but just realize that the process is okay to work.
Talking a lot about process. Ev, personally, I'm still on door-to-door, but I still want to keep our related back to life. I know you said I asked the question you said to learn the script took you around 11 to 12 months really affected and get your career confidence and your swagger to it. I'd say for someone in Jerk, how you feel about goals and achieving things, what are your particular disciplinary actions it takes
to get something you want out in life? What does it look like for you when you say, hey, I want to be good at something? What action do you take or learn something and get good at towards anything in life? It doesn't have to be word to door, but it can be this. We are here got this point, just in like that's all you want to actually.
It's a really good question. Really good question, because me, I'm someone that like, I have to keep it simple. If I overcomplicate it, I'll run in circles. So keeping it simple to me is find someone who's good at it. Like, that's the first thing I always do. Who's good at it? Let me find them. I want to see what they're doing on a basic level. I want to see what they're doing. Whatever they say that they did, I'm going to follow the path. Keep it simple for me, and I'll find stuff in that. That's how I do it. That's how I find the easiest way. There's some people that are more creative in that. But for me, it's just like, why would I make a part in it needs to be, right? If Michael Jordan is nasty at ball, I want to find out why he's nasty at ball. I'll watch it. If I watch him, go do film and all that stuff, I can see it. Now I can replicate it. Now I'm like, oh, now I can feel. Now it's so ingrained in me that's like, oh, it's a flow. And it's just with everything. Like, even Mike is great. I noticed that I'm like, oh yeah, he's next. So it's just like, I'm going to go to him and ask you questions. Ask me, man, I'm pretty sure on what you're asking. Okay, yeah. It's just like, keep it super simple for yourself. Don't overcomplicate. Stop trying to do things by yourself. Like, if God intended you for to do things by yourself, life would have been easy, right? But it's like, there's so many aspects we can't control. So many things we don't know about ourselves, things like that. Like, give God the control. Like, give him the wheel. Like, do what you got to do. Like, people say Jesus take the wheel. It's like, it's sad, but just like, it's really understood. It's like, yo, literally, stop worrying about shit. Like, stop worrying about shit. Go to someone that has the guidance. Like, cool. I'm in a situation where I'm around people that know about this. Why would I not ask questions? Do I want that? Do I want the result that that person has? Yes. I'm going to ask a question. Or I'm going to go about what he's doing. I'm going to be around that person. I'm going to ignore that person. But it's like, I'm someone that asks a ton of questions. I ask a whole lot of questions.
I be because you will do. I feel like the bullet that I want to stop real quick. Gosh. In a space, I don't mean to break culture, but I kind of hear. Especially people like us, and being that we like, but yeah, to get to look at us, that too, like people look at you weird for asking questions. They may say, "Oh, he's dick-eating," or "He's why he."
We're always talking about this stuff.
It's like, boy, he all born like, yo, he wrong ass in there. Why you want to ask him that? Have you ever had to fall victim to that type of pressure, specifically in the black community, with you just being a curious individual and want to learn more out of life?
100%. It was so often as a kid, and I hated it. Like, I hated it so much, and it made me feel like, damn, like, am I doing something wrong? And then it got to a point where, like, I didn't really fully understand it, to a point where, like, it made me feel like such shit. It became an insecurity in me that I started doing it to other people. Like, oh, you think you're doing this because it was cool. Now it become cool, and now I'm the same person that I did like before. And then I hated that for me. And it comes with maturing and growing up and accountability, And there were certain people that, you learn too, and I think this is something that people skip, that like, you start getting uncomfortable with people that are real, right? That keep it 100. That are like that never really felt to that. So like, you like them was the first thing you want to talk to them, but you don't really talk to them because you know that they'll check, or like they don't like how you're doing things. And then now you find a way to not really like them. And it just goes down this whole cycle where it's like, at the end of the day, you only fall on plus because that's what you want to be. You want to be like that person. But you can't do it now that you're so far being cool, that you're so far out that it's harder to go back. But 100%, like, I hate that feel. And now, like, being a grown man at this point, it's just like, I will silence anybody that tries to downplay anybody. Like, if you have a question, like, every time I'm training, and I train Kizer's class, like, there was no dumb questions in that class. And I know people say that, but anyone tried to do anything, I'd be like, I wouldn't tell them, like, yo, don't fucking take a learning moment from somebody ever again like that. And I used to be a teacher, and I go passionate about that. Do not ever take a learning moment from anybody like that ever again. It's like, what you're doing is not fair. And they may not understand it, but it'll be all right. But yeah, I like that spot. coming from that ways. I know me personally, I'm starting to get out of that. Okay, wait, Zach, what you just say? Cause my career,
Like, no one to figure out, what they asked, like questions. It wasn't towards him, and he told me one day he was, it's the guy who was the best in company right now. I called Jersey. So he's about to go shadow for a day. So they went to go see what he's doing. I'm like, man, that does make sense. He should hear the door. He talked though, why not go see what he's doing? You got the opportunity to go do it. Stop feeling like, they rock their chords. So let's shit like that. Then go, that's what you want, go get that guy right. So
I feel like, and just this is just me empathizing, but I feel like people do that because they want to do that. They just feel so uncomfortable because they won't be cool. Like they want to be, it's so comfortable being how everybody else is that you're not, I'm going to do that. And it's like, you really have to think outside of yourself. You do that. And that's a really good point because sometimes you just may not even think of that because it's just like, that's so outside box that it's harder to think of that thought. But like for someone to do it, now you see someone doing it, it's really dope. And I think that the culture that we have at work is like, you see someone like Eric do that. Now everybody else is like, oh shit, that's actually kind of cool. Now cool the shit. And that's the really dope thing about culture. And that's really how you ship culture. That like make it something else cool. And I think I like that because that's something like my dad does too. Whereas like I think back in their day, nerds was fucking weird, right? Nerds was losers and all that. And now our culture kind of shifts and like, at least kind of my dad, he's like, yo, I like nerds. Like, nerds give me passive praise. Like, I'm with it. And, like, my dad used to say that growing up. And, I get it, but now as an old church, I'm like, that was so deep. That I never don't understand the concept of it. I just kind of understood the surface level of that. It's cool. But something for you guys, too, like, how do you guys maintain when you're out in the field, right? Like, a lot of times we go through highs and lows, right? Everything throughout the process. You go high, you go low, you go mid, you go sideways. Like, how do you maintain in this current state? How are you maintaining your nice course when you're out on the field, right? You're too high, you're feeling good because you're coming off ignorant the homeowners, but you're too low, you're not confident them, you're not getting anything. What are you doing to lower your subcop?
I always so I have on a notepad. We talking about me being really systematic, and I have a little notepad. I check myself off for the box after I get to a street or something like that, and I'll be like, I have it like, yo, did you pre-warm up? Did you warm up? Did the host warm up? Did you give a call out? Did you have a light breakfast? Because if you have a heavy breakfast, you're gonna feel bloated. Your bums turn really sharp. Did you have a lot of lunch? Did you make calls out to Chris? Did you make your calls out? But I have a little checkbox that I make throughout the field. Every day I look at it every morning before I go in the field to make sure I'm checking all of those boxes. And that's as level-headed as I can. Also, with you, everybody, I shadowed you and you gave the feedback. I had Devin O's feedback literally into my phone. That's right. I look at and feel, I'll be like, okay, same thing for Super. Empty Super's feedback that I have in field that make sure I'm checking off all those boxes to ensure I'm level-headed. I'm doing taking the necessary precautions and procedures in order to be successful out in the field. So, and lastly, just stop giving for it. That's real too. So that's how I start with how someone to like. I'm not as systematic as them. That's all I need to work on. But I know for me, I get too high, not get too low will keep me in that mind state. Say if I'm having a bad day or whatever, I like to, listen to whoever is very inspirational to keep me grounded on why I do what I do. First like that for me is next. So I like to go look at me on good deal and stuff like that. Just to get me back to refocus on our responsibility. Man, I worry about that shit. I take it off from me because I like to really do bad. Give time out calls. För nej, så mycket. You could act the boy who sit bad the vice versa. As really about process. No, okay.